Sydney, try mo ako may sound. Play. Meron. Okay. Sige. Prepare mo lang. And then off mo na tayo.
FOPSCo, the Filipino Online Professional Services Cooperative, is because I believe that this is a cooperative that all Filipino online professionals own, control, and manage.
So, the reason kaya po ako sumali sa FOPSCo, kailangan natin ng isang sistema at isang samahan na makakatulong sa bawat isa.
This cooperative is a group na pwede silang sumama para mas magabayan sila sa kanilang freelancing journey.
Ako sumali dihan sa FOPSCo kasi para makabulig ako sa ato kapwa mga freelancers, and ito talaga ang passion and my mission.
I joined FOPSCo kasi for me, lahat ng ginagawa ko sa FOPSCo is a privilege ko siya tinitignan eh. Kasi once in a lifetime in history na bigyan ka ng chance na mag-contribute.
Stepping stone na rin to para maabot yung goal ko. The vision of the organization aligns with my personal vision, which is to develop and nurture an organization within Zamboanga City that provides much needed support for our online workers.
I joined FOPSCo because the people I've met have the same values, vision, and mission as mine, and that is to provide assistance to those who would like to jumpstart their career as a freelancer.
One of the reasons why I joined FOPSCo is because, so as a freelancer, I think it's important for us to have access to training, whether free or paid.
Wanted our individual reputations to have a collective reputation for excellence.
Wanted to be part of an organization that would be a pioneer group of individuals who will be working to promote online freelancing here in the Philippines.
The reason why I joined this organization is that I saw their mission and vision towards helping all Filipino freelancers.
I choose FOPSCo because we learn and grow as a community to help also others.
Feel more safe and secure knowing that my knowledge and skills will only come from the most renowned and experienced online freelancers and raketeras here in the Philippines.
I joined FOPSCo because I saw the potential growth is not just reaching one's goals and being successful, but there is camaraderie.
I am very inspired with their achievements and advocacy in promoting and helping Filipino freelancers.
Want to join FOPSCo because of two things. Number one, I want to help freelancers to get a job. And number two, I want to learn more from you.
We grow
together.
All right. So that's a big yes. We really are growing together. So again, hello and welcome to our webinar series tonight entitled How to Bid in Upwork as a Pro. So again, this webinar series is for our FOPSCo members, DICT graduates, and aspirant freelancers who want to upskill, explore, and acquire new skills when it comes to freelancing or the online professional industry. Okay, so of course, this wouldn't be possible without the collaboration of the FOPSCo Media and the FOPSCO or the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative. I'm Dennis B. Pagio, and I will be your moderator for this afternoon and throughout the session. All right, so let me remind you of the following house rule. Please put your phone on silence mode, mute unnecessary noise that can interfere our webinar, and we are also seeking for your active participation with this webinar series. And let me remind you that we are also live on our FB page. And hello to our viewers. And with that, I guess everything is set up now. Let me call on Miss Sydney Vanessa Datu. Hello, Miss Sydney.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Sydney. Can you hear me loud and clear? Okay. So thank you for that. Miss Sydney is our newest member of the FOPSCo Academy. So Miss Sydney Vanessa will be the one who's going to introduce our speaker for tonight. Go ahead, Miss Sydney.
Yes, sir, Dennis. Good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Sydney, and I'm here to introduce our amazing speaker for tonight. He is a high-growth mobile and web monetization and ad operations specialist with over 10 years of in-depth experience in IT, media and publishing, and AdTech companies. He started his digital marketing career as tech blogger in 2008, receiving nominations and awards from local blogging communities along the way. So let us all welcome Mr. Bert Padilla.
Thank you for that intro.
Hi, Sir Bert. Good evening and welcome to FOPSCo Academy.
Yes, thank you for having me here, Dines and Sydney. Should I just go ahead and start?
Go ahead, sir. Take the presenter's mic and the presentation.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dines. Now let me just share my screen. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. From our audience, good evening. No, it's actually an unusual schedule for us to do webinar because if you are following me on Facebook, we usually do webinars around 10 p.m., 8 p.m. or in the afternoon. So it's like really new for us to have this at 6 p.m. But of course, thank you for FOPSCo for having this type of schedule now. All right, so let's start this one, guys. So our discussion tonight now will primarily focus on how you build an Upwork, and this is very useful and very important if you are there in Upwork or if you want to be an Upwork as a freelancer. No, just looking back in the past year, I actually delivered this discussion. I mean, this particular webinar twice or thrice. I did a webinar internally for TechWorks training, and I also did one for Ruben Lestera's virtualpreneur. And I think there's another one essentially focused on the same topic now. And if I have published, by the way, a lot of materials related to this one, but of course I will go through the its points or its subtopics now. But yeah, just to share it with you guys, it's already there in the website. Feel free to check it out when you find time. Maybe if you have like clarification on some aspects, I will share in the slides. Okay. All right. So let's start. By the way, we only have like 1 hour for this session, so pardon me if I like go through with this one faster than usual. Okay. All right. So just prerequisites before you can even start doing this now. You need to be a freelancer. Okay. So that means having an Upwork profile, of course, but of course it's open to anyone who aspire to become a freelancer because maybe later on when you have your Upwork profile, then you can probably just review this video. Anyway, it's there in FOPSCo's Facebook page. Now you can revisit that one later on. Another thing is, as I've said earlier, that particular profile must be professional looking. No? So it's like you really crafted there the contents for your profile in a way that it's really attractive to clients. And it doesn't matter what skills you have or services you are offering. What's important is you have this what we call as positioning. Okay, so just a disclaimer. This is very important because the last time I delivered this talk, my attention was called out by Upwork. Di ba, nag-email sila. So it's like medyo na threat din ako personally with that one because it like threatened about you know not sharing something na parang mga dirty tricks, di ba? So they are very cautious on that one. They just want to make sure that as a trainer, I'm really sharing what are the best practices in the platform. So yeah, I just resolved that issue with them. I wrote an email also that no worries about these particular webinars or this particular video, which already actually on YouTube also. So yeah, na-resolve naman yan. But yes, just a disclaimer, while I'm a top rated plus freelancer in Upwork, this webinar is not endorsed by them, okay? And likewise, TechWorks and TechWorks training are not affiliated with Upwork in any way. And I will just try my best to share just the best practices in winning an Upwork. Okay. And by the way, bidding on jobs now, bidding on jobs and projects in Upwork changes over time. No? So for those freelancers already, particularly those who are in Upwork, now you will notice that what's working before, like in the past 2 years, no, there are changes, like how you are going to do it today, no, as a freelancer. this is exactly what I mean here, that bidding on jobs and projects on Upwork changes over time. That's because there's really no single script, you know, for this aspect. It can change, policies will change, um, the UI, the interface of Upwork will change, the features will change. So everything here may change in the future. Okay, and just a disclaimer also that if you encounter someone who promises as such that it's really like a single script working for everybody, that's most likely a scam. And of course, that also goes into saying that what's working for me may not work for you, no? Or it can be the other way around. That that is what's working for me may also work for you. And by the way, what I'll be sharing here, no, it's the same steps, this the same bidding strategy since I become a member of Upwork in 2012. There are some like slight changes, no, in the strategy, but not that much, no. And in any case, I share something in the discussion. Maybe when you throw in a lot of questions later on related to this, no. So just a disclaimer also that my bids, earnings, and figures are real, but I will be sharing that one for representation only. Okay, so your success on this aspect depends on how well you take assertive actions and think out of the box. So at least with this webinar, you have something to start with. Okay, it's really up to you how you are going through with your own bidding strategy. What is important here is you have something to start with, and you have to think out of the box and take it from there. And again, I'm a full-time home-based dad, no, with 3 kids. So if you hear kids shouting or crying, no, in the background, my apologies for that one. Okay. This is my updated profile. We used, I mean, before it's like 100% job success score, but now it's like at 92. It's because in the last quarter of 2020, most of my projects are actually from direct clients. So it's like I have very limited time working for Upwork, but there are some projects that are still there. And I actually limit myself in Upwork like maximum of 2 hours daily or 1 to 2 hours daily, just to have a side gigs now in Upwork. It's not really like most of my freelancing activities are in Upwork. So yeah, so that's my profile there. Feel free to just check it out so that you can study how I drafted my profile and how I uh, what type of clients I work with there in Upwork. Okay, so let's get it. Are you ready, guys? I hope you already know. Feel free to ask questions in the comments now in our Facebook Live through FOPSCo's Facebook page, and of course in the group now, because I have shared this as a watch party. Should there be any questions? Feel free to throw the questions. Our friends from FOPSCo will collate them and ask them later on. All right. So what to expect, guys? No, as usual, no. I will share here what are the minimum freelancer toolkit that I'm using to win Upwork, and also the 3 scenarios in bidding in Upwork. So very important if you are new to Upwork, so that you have an idea how it really works, no? And the 5 key elements of an Upwork job post, and of course the 11 proposal tips when bidding. And if there are still time, no, I will share at least 5 bonus pro tips. And by the way, as I've shared earlier, all of these things right here actually put it there in the website already in the blog, so you can just check it out and review maybe at your own pace. But of course, do that later na lang. Just focus on this webinar first, so that um, you can follow through how I really do it. Okay. All right, so for the freelancer toolkit, of course, these are the basic toolkit now, or the tools that you should have as a freelancer. Of course, your website, okay, or your CV, your online CV, and then your social media profiles if you don't have a website. Okay, if you don't have an online CV or a website, you can just use your profile, your social media profiles. LinkedIn, Facebook page, that should work. Okay, and CRM. Not We usually call this as customer relationship management, but for the sake of because we are working with clients, then we'll just call that one as client relationship management. Nagkataon lang din na C din lang yung ano niya. No? So But yes, it's gonna be the CRM. Three tools, guys, that you should have. Okay, so the three scenarios in bidding, these are those, no? You receive invitation to interview for the job by the client. Okay, so kung Upwork user ka na, alam mo na to. Okay, that's one scenario. Another scenario is an Upwork talent specialist will reach out to you asking to submit a proposal. Okay, so, alam mo na yan, Upwork user ka rin. And then yung third scenario is you apply to the client's job post directly. Okay, so it's kind of like familiar for some of you guys, but yes, that's essentially the three scenarios in Upwork bidding. But yes, regardless, you will need to still submit the proposal. So, but the question is when to apply. Okay, so when to apply? It's if you are doing this like parang ano lang, parang if you see something na parang job sa Upwork na parang na feel mo you fit in or feel mo gusto mo lang, no? And then send ka lang ng application. Doesn't work anymore, no? And of course, mas ano pa, mas magastos pa nga, particularly if you are buying connects in Upwork. But to conserve some connects or also, or should I say, to make your bidding like to have more probability to win, you should apply by following these ones. Of course, you have to understand the key elements. Okay, the key elements in the project or the job posted. So, what are these key elements? Yeah, the market fit, job delivery or deliverables. No, when you see the job post, try to do an audit of yourself. No? Self audit and ask yourself, can I do this job, or is the job of quality? Now you read the description. Okay, if you feel like, okay, this is a nice job, this is really relevant to what I'm trying to offer, no? Or what are my area of specialization, then go ahead, no, and apply. Otherwise, you decline it, guys, no, or don't apply. Okay, that's the element number one. The second one is your skills, no, your expertise and availability. There in Upwork in the interface, no, when you open the job post, makikita mo to. Makikita mo yung required skills, required expertise, and the availability that the client requires from the freelancer. So check it out, no. Look at the experience level na hinahanap. Are you an entry level type of freelancer or intermediate or expert? Then just match it out, no. Sometimes it doesn't work all the time. Like for example, even if the freelancer say that I'm looking for an intermediate type of freelancer, but you're an expert type of freelancer, you just try and considering that all other elements are good, no. I actually put some rating as good or decline, no. So if ever considering that everything are all good, even if you are an intermediate type of freelancer and hinahanap niya expert, but you feel like you can do it, go ahead and apply. The same way, no. If you say that the job post is for an intermediate type of freelancer, but you are an expert type of freelancer, then it's okay to apply, no. Eventually, the client will agree with your rate. It doesn't matter actually. I mean, it doesn't work all the time na pag entry level talaga, entry level yung nahanap ng client. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes, even if they look for entry level type of freelancer, even if you are an intermediate type of freelancer, still have that chance of getting hired. Okay. Just a pro tip here, by the way, I prefer few hours weekly commitment and 1 to 3 jobs. No, 1 to 3 month jobs in Upwork. This info usually changes and doesn't really happen. No, it's there in the job post. If you are in Upwork, try to open these any job post, so you can see it there that that client usually requires a certain number of hours. But again, my preference is just to work for clients or for certain projects na limited lang. It's not full time, no, like 40 hours per week. I don't like usually agree with that, no. Sometimes yung ano lang, 10 to 20. I'll explain later why is that, no, but it has something to do with how I am able to dictate pricing, no, because yeah, just to ano lang, just to insert it. When I started in Upwork, like I started at $12 per hour way back 2012, and yun, babilis ang umakyat to 18, 20, and so on, no? 25, and as I've seen earlier, 100, no? So it's like I got 3 clients last year na nag $100 per hour. And why is that? It's because pre-sure ko siya na I'm able to get projects na $50 per hour, then $80 per hour. 3 more projects na $80 per hour, I set it to $100 per hour. Then three more, I mean, when I reach that $100 per hour, I can easily just dictate, okay, I can bid $150 per hour. So, madali siyang gawin pag ganyan if limited lang yung commitment, yung time to commitments project, okay? But of course, sa mga mga newbies, no? Parang ano pa kayo dyan, it's like sabik na sabik pa kayo ng projects. Or should I say, parang gusto nyo ng many hours na project. That's totally fine, no, for a start. Later on, maybe you can apply the same strategy, the one I'm doing now. Okay, so hold on. Ayan. Your chance of getting hired, no? Sometimes the client will will indicate their clients the client's preferred location of the freelancer. Sometimes it will indicate they're not only from the Philippines or from Asia, etc. No? I have this experience that even if hindi included yung Philippines, for example, with my area of specialization, which is ad ops for publishers, yung madalas na hinahanap dito mga tier 1 country or yung mga US, Canada, no, Australia, and among top tier GUs. But the thing is, no, even if I'm from the Philippines, if I feel like I have this chance of getting hired, or I have high chance of getting hired, nag-apply pa rin ako, no? Kahit nagre-reflect yun doon sa Upwork na it's like you have one qualification na hindi ka qualify. Nagre-read yun doon sa Upwork when you try to apply na you are not located from the US. Parang ganon. And then the client is looking for freelancers from the US only. No, it doesn't really, like, for me, it doesn't apply all the time. I have several instances na, I have experiences on this one na even I'm from the Philippines, nag-apply pa rin ako on jobs na exclusive lang for certain GUs or for certain countries. Okay? So that's one. For the job activities naman, I don't normally bid, no, if it's too crowded. When I say too crowded, you can see kasi there, no, how many people are bidding, how many people are submitting proposals, how many people are being interviewed, no. So pag tingin ko like 10 to 20, okay pa siya, or better kung mas mababa pa sa 10 applications. Pero kung madami na, it's like 30, 40, I don't bid on those jobs anymore. I find something else, or at least decline. No? Is the client already interviewing freelancers? It's very important. No, I also don't like apply, or I don't accept the invitation to interview. Pag tingin ko sa sa criteria na to na it's like wala activity, walang ini-interview, no. So unless ako pa yung naunang i-invite to interview, di ba? Which I can tell because it will just indicate there na less than 5 proposals submitted. Okay? So on that case, okay lang. But pag madami na nag-submit ng proposal, but then the client is not interviewing anyone, di ba? I don't accept the interview. At least I don't apply. No, I simply decline. Of course, with consideration again, if other elements of the job post are okay or good, no, then maybe you can probably just wait. No, maybe the client still has to start the interview for the applicants. Okay, it's very important. Then client last viewed the job in less than 24 hours. May mga job post na more than 7 days. In freelancing, particularly in Upwork, like naiiwanan nila yan, no? It's like they probably found someone working for the project from other channels, no? And they tend to just forget the job post, no? They're just gonna waste your connects particularly. There are changes, by the way, in how that connects are being handled by Upwork. I think if the client did not hire, it's gonna be refunded to you. Just like that particular change was announced last month, no, in December 2020. But yeah, as far as this element is concerned, I still don't bid or at least accept the interview if wala activity in the past 24 hours. if invited to interview, you have to really respond every time and ASAP. No? That means, there may be chances na, for example, with my case, that's why it's like yung job success rate decline because of the limited time na-allocate ko kay Upwork. But the thing here is the response time might get affected also, particularly kung matagal kang reply ng invitation to interview. But as a good practice, you have to really respond within 24 hours, or ASAP sana. It will come handy if you can download the app of Upwork para nakaka-respond ka right away. And maybe you can just use any note application to keep some of the templates na i-revise mo later on when you apply, when you submit a proposal. I will discuss more about it later on, what exactly I mean when I say proposal templates. On my case, I use Evernote. It's very handy. It's like I really like that particular application, particular app, Evernote. I use that alongside the Upwork mobile app. So it's like even when I'm in mobile, I'm still able to respond to the client right away, or at least converse with the client whenever there's a new message. Okay, and by the way, if everything here is good, with the third element, just with the element number 4, otherwise decline. So as I've said, guys, medyo mahaba-haba, medyo medyo step by step talaga siya. Pero once you learn this process, once makabisado mo na siya, madali na lang. You don't have to really go through with this guide anymore. Kasi alam mo na eh. At first, maybe siguro, maybe the first 5 clients siguro or proposals, you have to like go back to this video every now and then and review the contents there. No? All right, so bilisan ko pa rin kasi it's like halfway through na tayo ng time natin. But yes, element number 4 is about the client profile. Just check if the client profile is really good. No? Is the client that you are applying is the one in your client avatar or buyer persona? Is this ideal client? Is this the client that you like to serve? Diba? Does the client really spend on talent and pay well? No? If you see like wala pang ako medyo picky kasi ako, no? It's like if wala pang masyadong spend si client in Upwork, I don't also accept job invitations or I don't apply. Maliban na lang kung medyo may idea ako kung sino yung company na mag-hire. Kasi I have this other strategy also that when I read that job description, I actually get the information, particularly those very identifiable information like the company name and all of that, the brand or their website if pinapublish nila, and then I go to Google and do my due diligence in doing research about the company or about the client. If I feel like okay to kahit wala pa siyang spend in Upwork, then I don't consider this. But if may experience na si client, but then parang pagtingin nyo sa spend niya, it's like hindi naman siya parang sort of type the client na hindi masyado nag-hire with higher rates. No? I don't apply with that one. Okay? All right. Another thing is the client waiting for star or up? No? Ako very objective ako on this one. 4-star talaga, yung standard ko. But of course, maybe you can work with those with 3 or 3.5 stars. The point here is just don't work with clients who are rated really poor, by other freelancers. And the high rate also, the client doesn't consistently abandon job posts. You can see this one. When I say high rate, nag-hire ba talaga sila ng freelancer? Baka kasi nagpo-post lang, hindi naman talaga sila nag-hire. Parang related siya dun sa isang element. Payment method verified. Is the payment method verified? Kapag hindi verified yung payment, hindi ako nag-apply. I decline. Tapos nilalagay ko, humingi kasi sa Upwork ng reason why you are declining the invitation. I just put there like payment method unverified. Yeah. Or payment method not verified. So yeah. And then the reviews. No, this one very important. Check the reviews of other freelancers. Now, are they good or bad, or are they saying good things about this particular client? Then if If they do, no, then that's a really good indication. Okay, and if everything here looks good, then just go ahead, no? Element one and four, if okay, then just go ahead and proceed with the with the next element. Otherwise, decline ka rin, no? Kailangan maging picky tayo, guys, no? Now, for the client profile, by the way, it doesn't matter if the client is new or seasoned already in Upwork, no? Ito yung sinabi ko kanina, no? You have to activate detective mode to support your judgment. Now, what exactly he mean here is, ay pinupuntahan ko talaga si Google, no? I search for their LinkedIn profiles, I go to Twitter or Facebook, no? Kaya yung ending niya, mostly ng mga clients na nakakatrabaho ko are high quality clients, no? Because I do my due diligence in researching who are they, di ba? If I feel like parang medyo shady yung mga nila, yung mga like wala masyadong presence or the way they handle previous projects, if I feel like parang hindi sila yung ideal client ko, then I don't work with them. I don't accept the job interview and I don't apply at all. Okay, another thing is the budget and bid range. No, this is very important. Review client's budget and assess if reasonable or not. No, of course, this will depend project basis. But when I say reasonable, no, this is actually something that concerns with your value. For example, if you are going to build social media management project, no, of course, hindi naman pwedeng palagi kang this can happen, no, na mag-drop ka ng price, but as much as possible, no, you really price your service based on value. Now, how do you define value? Well, you have your own definition with that one. You have your own sort of monetary value of what your service is worth. Just a tip, no? Kasi case-to-case basis na siya, no? Of course, try to look at the business. For example, if you are doing social media marketing campaign for an e-commerce business, and you are able to attribute the revenue contribution, you are able to attribute the revenue coming from social media, then maybe that will serve as your baseline on how much you are going um, to to charge, no, particularly. And also that also goes into saying that sometimes you may need to make some adjustments, particularly if your effort doesn't really contribute to the bottom line. You see what I mean? If you're a freelancer, particularly newbie, very common sa mga VA na general yung mga task, and then it's like hindi mo siya ma-attribute kung ano talaga yung total contribution mo doon sa client in terms of monetary value or in terms of worth, kung baga, no? If you are having a hard time identifying that, no, or essentially if you are having a hard time identifying the value, then maybe mahirapan ka mag-convince the client how much you're going to charge, no? So kailangan naiintindihan mo yung contribution mo sa business, o kung naiintindihan mo yung contribution mo sa company or sa startup or whatever it is, no? Or sa MSME. So yeah, if okay, more additional example on this one. If for example, to put this into better perspective, no? If for example your service as a freelancer, you are able to help the client generate like 100,000 more sales, no? On top of their usual revenue, no? Before you even come into the team, no? Then maybe you can use that value 100,000 as a benchmark. Okay, like the client will say, okay, magkano kaya, Bert, yung charge mo for this particular service? Then maybe for the sake of discussion, well, maybe somewhere 30,000 to 50,000. Tingin mo ayaw kayong client doon? I don't think so. Hindi ayaw si client because you are contributing 100,000 eh. Di ba? Okay, this is the point there. So when you bid the projects, no? When you bid on the projects in Upwork, hindi basihan yung sinasabi ni client na budget all the time, no? Kahit 500 ilagay niya, doesn't always mean na 500 lang talaga yung kaya niyang i-spend, no? It will boil down also to the discussion during the discovery call, which I will share later on. How you're gonna like learn more about the client and see if yung 500 na budget for, just for example, no, if the $500 na budget is just fixed or flexible pa, no? You will learn that one during the discovery calls. Of course, the bid range, sometimes it's there for you to have some guidance, no? For example, $20 to $30 per hour, or $30 to $50 per hour, na-specify kasi doon. Sometimes it also doesn't just, like doesn't apply all the time, no? While it can serve as a guideline, I mean, as a guide for you, no? It can serve as a guide for you. I have this experience na hindi naman kasi pag nilagay doon ni client na $50 per hour, even if I bid $80 per hour, pwede pa naman kasi. It really depends, no? But yet, at least you have that as a benchmark, okay? And as I've said here, no, the bid range doesn't really dictate how much to bid. And of course, your instinct here on different circumstances, no, can help you decide on this one. Tingnan mo if parang maano talaga si client, parang makikita mo 100,000 spend, 200,000 spend. If you see something like that, then you know okay si client, diba? Nagbabayad si client. And ito yung type ng client na hindi maayaw, diba? Just make sure that you are bidding or you're charging reasonably also, just to be fair. Okay, so that's for the element number 5. If okay yan, just go ahead and send the proposal. Otherwise, decline. Okay, so now that you know those 5 key elements, no, in the job post, what's next? Of course, you have to send that fascinating proposal. No? So if you underwent the training of the digital job stage program or with that was training, you probably are very familiar when we say fascination or fascinating. So I applied that strategy already in my proposals, in my cover letters, no? The brand fascination. So more about that later on as we go through the discussion. Okay. All right. So okay, proposal tip number 1, bid hourly or fixed price. No, so if the job is hourly, then bid according to your desired rate. No, you already know that. It's okay if client asks for preferential rate. So for example, when you bid like $50, sasabihin the client, is it okay, Bert, to just start maybe at $35 per hour? Then that's totally fine. No, of course, just make sure that you are not like underpricing yourself. No. Strategy pa rin siya actually, no? As you go through with the contract, no, you can just ask the client later on, hey, it's like we are like 3 months, 6 months through the project. Maybe it's time to review our pay. No? Okay lang yan. You have to be really vocal on that one, guys. No, okay, mahiya sa client. Maintindihan nila yan. And if fixed price, no, bid according to how you value your work, no? So as I've discussed earlier, and not based on how much time or how many hours you are likely to spend to complete the project. Dito kasi minsan, no, very common to sa mga freelancers, like, magkano kaya i-charge ko? Okay, this is gonna take me like 1 week to do or 1 month to do. Hindi naman ganun eh. It's like, wag yung bilangin yung number of hours, no? Yung ano nyo, yung identify nyo talaga yung value, no? Particularly the specific value you are contributing to the business. Very important yan, no? Kaya be very particular with the KPIs, with the metrics, no? Nakikita mo yan. Kailangan mo intindihin yan. Otherwise, just like parang of course, no offense, no, sa iba dyan na parang mabuburn out ka na lang, no? Doing this. Na parang hindi ka nag-charge by fixed fee, no? Okay? So, may mga clients kasi na it really doesn't matter for them how long you did the job. What they're just going to look is if you deliver the job. Okay? Yeah. So, of course, hindi mo naman i-apply yung hourly rate mo doon eh. Fixed price, yung maganda doon. Okay? Okay, and for fixed price, no, you can break it down by different milestones and set price for each. No, for newbies, no, this is how it works in Upwork. Pag sinabi kasi fixed price, no, for example, $1,000. Sabihin ni client, okay, what are the inclusions of the $1,000? Okay, Okay, maybe we can break this down by milestone 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe, for example, if you are going to offer web development service, no, or WordPress web development service, maybe, okay, it's milestone 1. I'm gonna prepare all the commodities. No? I'm gonna prepare all the domain, web hosting, and all of that. Install WordPress. That's milestone 1. Milestone 2 is I'm gonna design. I'm gonna put up the mock-up design and put it in the website. That mock-up design, put it in the website. That's milestone 2. No, maybe I'm gonna include if you can include content or content creation is just part of the contract, then that's gonna be milestone 2. So ganon siya, naka-milestone, very specific milestones so that you get paid for every milestone. Ako very strict ako on this one. It's like I don't really proceed with the next milestone if I'm not paid with the first milestone or second milestone. Okay. Or you can also bid based on the entire project. Now, bid price for the entire project, which is actually related with what I was shared earlier. Now, if you are able to finish the project in 15 days, then of course you don't have to you don't have to divide like how many days and how many hours in a day. Hindi ganon, no? Per project talaga, the value. Yeah. Okay. Proposal tip number 1, file a cover letter template. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, nilalagay ko sa Evernote. But do not copy paste, no? Weird, right? Cover letter template, but do not copy paste. Actually, that's true, no? On my case, this is my template. Just one example template I use for one of my like for example, if the client will look for AdOps or monetization consultation, this is the template I'm using. This is the template I'm gonna use, and it's very specific here, guys. That I keep copies of my previous proposals to edit and reuse them. No? I keep them using Evernote app, but again, I don't really copy them all of it, all of the details. May mga ano kasi dito, nilalagyan ko ng mga ganito, no? And this one, nilalagyan ko sa ng mga guides, no? I will go through each of these in the next slides, no? And always customize every proposal, no? Again, always customize every proposal. When I send proposal, minsan naabot yan ng mga 30 to 1 hour, no? 30 minutes to 1 hour. Just to send the proposal. Hindi ako nagka-copy-paste eh. Yung template lang, pinapalo ko yung guideline. Okay? Do not rush. Diligently check the key elements. On average, spend like 30 minutes to 1 hour, no? As I've said earlier. And no job post is the same. Would you agree with me, guys? Type yes if you do agree with me in the live, no? Type yes if you do agree with me that no job post is the same. Now that there's no job, since there are no job posts not the same, that means every proposal must be unique, di ba? Kasi every job post is not the same. Unless kinapy-paste rin lang yung ibang employer or ibang client. But try to look for it in Upwork. You will believe me, no? Wala pa lang the same job post, no? Magkaiba-iba pa rin yan. Although may mga nagka-copy-copy ng mga job post doon, pero iba-iba pa rin yung mga needs nila. So, that is why the proposal must be unique. And you really have to address that in your proposal. Okay? Okay, so no need to be so formal on greeting, no, in your proposal. Nagugulat ako kasi may account din kami sa Upwork sa client. Minsan pag nagbibideo yung iba ng mga freelancers, panay yung sir, no, sir, ma'am, yung mga don't do that. Hi there, hi first name. That's totally okay, no? That's totally okay. And if you are invited to interview, no, you will likely get the name, no, of the client in the invitation. So otherwise, go and figure in the client history. You can figure it out, no. Now for this one, for the greeting, just like this, no, hi first name. Ganyan lang. Hi first name. That's the first part, no, of your proposal. Say thank you if you get invited to the job, no, or to interview. As simple as thanks for this job invite is enough. See that? Thanks for this job invite. You don't really need to make that long. Thanks for this job invite. Most clients invite freelancers to the job without really looking at its profile, but only as recommended by Upwork during the job creation process. Take note of this one, guys. Again, most clients invite freelancers to the job without really looking at its profile, but only as recommended by Upwork during the job creation process. I know this because I'm a client in Upwork, and I know Upwork recommends freelancers as you create the job. Diba? And of course, at the freelancer side, of the spectrum, kumbaga, no? You can use this as an alibi to reintroduce yourself as discussed in tip number 4, no? So how will you do that? This is how I do it. This is how I do it, no? I'm not sure if actually you can copy this one if you want. I'm not sure if you have checked my profile already or you just invited me to this job as recommended by Upwork during the job creation process. Still, please allow me to introduce myself briefly. No? Actually, kaya siya nilalagay ko dyan because I want to reintroduce myself. Minsan kasi yung mga clients, no, hindi talaga nila tinitingnan yung mga profiles. No? Invite lang, minsan lang sila, invite, no? Pero hindi nila tinitingnan diligently. No? So yeah, just use that as an alibi to introduce yourself. That is why I have it here. You know, this is the part where I introduce myself. But if possible, guys, make it like very short and concise. No, your proposal is not really about you. Okay, your proposal is not really about you. It's about your client and the project. It's about how you can help them. Okay, and we're gonna emphasize that one in the cover letter or in the proposal. Okay, so parang ano yan ako, kailangan ko ng tubig. Okay, introduce yourself and what you do. Very quick lang, ha? Okay, hold on. Ayan. Introduce yourself and what you do very quick. Kaya yon yung part na to. Yeah. And highlight only what's necessary, you know. May mga freelancers, particularly yung mga baguhan, of course, no offense, no? Ang haba-haba ng introduction, no? Yung mga parang pinapakilala nila yung ano. It's like it really doesn't matter, no? Just very brief, guys. Anyway, the client will interview you naman eh. You can talk about yourself there. The goal of the proposal actually is for you to have an interview with the client. This is actually the first step. Hindi ko pa pinapakita, but this is actually the structure of it. No? So as you can see there, the goal actually for the proposal is for you to get interviewed. Diba? Ayan. So, ayan. Ito very important. In your proposal, no? Proposal tip number 5, capture the client's attention. So how are you going to capture the client's attention? This is how I do it. Ask relevant questions. Use the job description to your advantage. No? Be creative, no? Be creative and think out of the box. Remember that this is your main opportunity to get the client's attention. Okay, for this example, no, with a certain job na related to ad ops or monetization consultation. This is how I do it. No? I see you are looking to consult for optimal monetization strategies on your website. Can you please share what you are doing so far? I can ask more, no, if I want to. I can go to the job, pick some details there that I can use to my advantage by using it as a question. When you ask questions to the client, it's like there is this parang impact or effect na maku-curious din sila sa'yo. Diba? So at the end, they are gonna respond to your application. So my interview kanya. Diba? Tell the client how you can help solve the problem. No? Elaborate concisely how you can help, but not too detailed. Use this as an opportunity for them to interview also. No? Okay, so I'd be happy to provide consultation with you regarding this. Okay, let me just share something else. No. Okay. Actually, ayan, no?
Go ahead, sir. Take a break.
You see this? Ang dami kong mga templates. Iba-ibang proposal, iba-ibang templates na ano. So for example, this is how I capture client's attention. No? What specific design behaviors or features do you want to have in your interstitial ads? No? Okay, let me put it into another perspective. For example, social media marketing. No? Sabihin natin si client naghahanap ng social media manager or social media marketer, could probably take care of their social media channels, particularly Facebook, no, or link. Sabihin, if e-commerce, most likely Facebook, particularly retail, no, Facebook, maybe Instagram. Now, maybe you can ask question like, do you do paid ads? Like, how much is your ad spend right now? Parang ganun. Yung relevant questions talaga dun sa job. Okay? Just to have something to start with for the conversation. Okay? Another tip is push for an online meeting or discovery call. Okay? If Upwork's own meeting room, kasi may mga bagong update, di ba? Doon sa mga Upwork users, pansin nyo to, may in-introduce si Upwork na like bawal na mag-send ng link sa proposal or bawal na mag-invite na mag-send ng calendar link and so on and so forth. No? And then they have their own meeting room, no? In fact, they integrated Zoom to the platform. The thing is, no, there are times that the Upwork's meeting room doesn't work, no? On that case, I actually ask the client how to proceed with the discovery call, no? And sometimes, if necessary, I actually send them the link, the meeting link that captures the client contact information. We'll be able to use this one later on, as to collect email address or contact information. Another way to do this is to send link to your website that doesn't really show your contact details right away. We have clarified that one with Upwork na okay lang, particularly kung walang contact details sa website. But knowing clients na medyo ano naman sila, parang di ba yung mga clients when the check about you, no? When pag nag-research din sila about you, of course, they are going to go through the other pages of the website. My point here, mahanap rin nila yung contact page mo. Di ba? Mahanap rin nila yung contact page mo. But yes, that doesn't mean you have to bring them away from Upwork. No, it's a total violation with the Upwork policy. What I mean here is later on when you are not hired by the client, maybe you can revisit the client later on. No? May mga chances na yung client is nag-hire na like after they tried someone else, di ba? Or maybe if they look for you the second time around. Okay? Pwede yan. You showcase your portfolio, no? If the client asks for it, you showcase that portfolio. You can include the details within the proposal, no? May mga client kasi na sinasabi sa job post na show me your portfolio. If very specific na hinahanap nila yan, then just send it, no? Otherwise, yung ginagawa ko minsan kasi hindi naman sila nag-ask, no? I just put a line there in the proposal na this is how I look, I say it, no? I've been consulted. Remember that the job is about AdOps monetization and consultation, no? So yung dito, yung line ko dito, ganito rin. I've been consulted by a lot of publishers already, so I'm confident I can help you with this. Can you check my whole CV here? Parang portfolio, no? But this can change depende kung ano yung job yan. Kung yung job is about, for example, for the sake of discussion, website development, no? Maybe you can have something like, I have developed a lot of websites for a lot of clients already. I have developed websites for a lot of clients already. Maybe you can part of that. You can be part of them. Parang ganun lang. Okay? Pwede yan. Alright, so yeah. Another tip, I'm not sure if this is the last one, but yeah, you have to ask for an interview and close the proposal politely. Use this to push for an interview and thank the client here. Bro. Thank the client here for reading your proposal. So this is how I do it. No? I'm looking forward to hearing from you and ultimately working with you. Thanks to warm regards. No? Sometimes I do something like this. No? Thanks for reading my application. I highly appreciate if you can find time for interviews so we can discuss it further. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Ultimately working with you. Very simple, no? You don't have to like wala nang mga dyan, parang mga nonsense, etc. No? Just go straight to the point, no? Yeah. All right. Another proposal tip, include attachment, no? Minsan pag yung particularly yung mga wala pang websites, di ba? Wala pang online CV, no? Minsan nag-PDF file kayo ng mga CV, no? So just attach it, no? It can help sometimes. Very useful yan sa mga newbies, no? Na wala pang websites. Ayun, so that's it. No, consider that everything are good and just submit that proposal. No? Um,
Bonus.
yeah, may mga questions ba tayo?
Yes, sir. We have a question coming from our FB Live viewers.
Pasensya na kayo, binibilisan ko talaga siya kasi mahaba kasi to eh. Imagine guys, when I really conducted this particular webinar for this particular topic, no, last year, it's like mga 40 slides to eh. And when we converted this into a tutorial, into a blog, no, it's like 5 blog posts, no. Here I have here the winning in Upwork bidding strategy. You can just go to Google, no, you can just type in there Upwork bidding strategy. You can search them. You can see it's actually there the first result. That's your starting point, and then that will connect you to the tutorial on the 5 key elements on Upwork job post I discussed earlier, and how you can create a killer Upwork proposal, diba? So yeah, nandiyan yan lahat-lahat. So yeah. Okay, just babilisan lang, no? Because like 7 na kasi, tamang-tama rin lang. Okay, bonus pro tips lang guys. To get these clients even outside of our program. To get outside of our program. What I mean here guys is pag hindi kayo na-hire ni client, no? So pag hindi kayo na-hire ni client, that doesn't mean that your opportunity to work with that client ends there, no? Ganun ako eh, the way I do freelancing, particularly sa mga clients sa Upwork. Hindi ibig sabihin, hindi ka na-hire na Upwork, yun na yun, no? Sometimes you can find them. You can find them in the website. You can get their email addresses. No? You can read cold emails there or connect in LinkedIn and so on. No? But here are the bonus pro tips. No, fascinate the client. Ito very familiar line to sa mga digital trainees. No? I actually borrowed this line. Do you know why certain messages in the proposal captivate, while seemingly equivalent serving ones never really get much attention or get much client attention? Why is that? Because of the proposal. No? Sabi ko sometimes the proposals are really boring. No? When we say fascinate the client, this involves the use of brand fascination. So just go ahead and visit brandfascination.com if you are new to that one, no? and learn how to use it. But essentially, brand fascination is about helping you create or develop your brand, no? Supplemental lang naman siya. Of course, you cannot like create your brand right away from there, no? Parang ano lang siya, parang supplemental lang na guide how you can make your brand better. The use of what they call as marketing pillars, it's there, no? The use of what we call as the 5 adjectives that matter. Ina-incorporate ko siya, no? For those DGT graduates, alam nila to. So, ina-incorporate ko siya sa proposal. That is why, pansin nyo, with me kasi naka-power ako. It's like my brand fascination advantage is power. Kaya yung one of my adjectives or brand adjectives, goal-oriented. Kaya nandun siya sa proposal, diba? Assertive. Brand adjective ko siya. My proposal is there. No? I mean, my brand adjective is there. I use it. My name is Bert, and I'm a goal-oriented ad ops expert and assertive monetization expert. Okay? Same thing sa proposal, sa profile. Is there. Goal-oriented ad ops, assertive monetization expert. Maybe you will be confused, guys, particularly sa mga bago with the brand fascination, but or maybe you can just go ahead and study that one. Brandfascination.com. Yeah. But of course, again, i-repeat ko lang sa mga DGT graduates or TechWorks training graduates, no? Just use the brand fascination in your proposals on your profile. Okay, so email the clients. If the client book an online meeting with you, use this opportunity to get their consent that you will be emailing them in the future. Email them for follow-ups, your latest purposeful blog posts, relevant tips, no? Discount offers, maybe no scarcity notice. This can help. No? It's like, hey, it's like I have one slot open. I usually work for maximum of 4 or 3 clients just for the sake of discussion. No? I work maximum of 3 clients and I have like one open slot. Might you want to get it? And I can offer you like maybe 25 discount with my rates, no? You can do that, no? Hindi lang sa e-com yan, pwede rin sa freelancing, no? Yeah. Of course, it helps when you provide more value, no? Maybe your relevant blog post, no? Useful blog post, send that out to the client, or just continue growing your client email list. Of course, kung may mga client ka pa naman, it doesn't mean na parang pipilitin mo, no? You cannot just do that. Sometimes it helps na just work with a clients na kaya mo lang i-handle. Then maybe just continue growing your list, no, of the clients, and then touch base with them later on. You know. Okay, if you know how to do this, you can do run marketing ads, no? Using Facebook ads particularly or Google ads, no? You can create an ad campaign primarily targeting this email list, no? Or certain list, or those people who have visited your website. Very common custom audiences that you can use, no? Yeah, in my case, for example, I sometimes do campaign like run day 1 to day 7 remarketing ads for clients, particularly if we are looking for clients. Sometimes kasi na okay na, no? You don't really need that much clients uh, in a given time. So sometimes this doesn't apply. But if you are heavily looking for clients, then you can do this strategy. Invest on your freelancing business. No, I always take this. I always take opportunities like this, no, webinar to share my, how I view freelancing. It's not a job. No, it's not a job. It's a business. And then just like any other business, no, you have to really sell like a businessman. Would you agree with me, guys? It's not a job. No? You change your mindset if you see it as a job. It's a business. Freelancing is a business. And if it is not a business for you today, it can be a business for you in the next year, in the next months. No? Yeah. Feel free to ask questions. But I see it that way. But yes, freelancing is a business. It's not a job. All right. Of course, Dennis, can I take this opportunity for them to invite them? You can join the winning Upwork. I have this, materials from time to time. I share their relevant tips, and I want to really help you grow in Upwork and win in Upwork. If you are interested, you can join this particular group in Upwork. All
Go
right,
ahead,
so I
sir.
think that's it. Vince, thank you, and thank you guys for tuning in. Pasensya na kayo, medyo mabilis talaga. Mahaba kasi ito eh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2 hours to yung ano nito, yung original na delivery, no? So 2 hours siya.
So it
Right?
was really detailed presentation by Sir Bert. So with that, let me just say hello sa mga nanonood sa atin sa FB Live. Miss Mas, Beatrix, Zay Mendoza, Roy, Deborah, Chris, Jewel Castillo, Riz, Latif Nish Lopez, Loida, Jamela, and so on. So we have a question from our live viewer, Sir Bert. Are we ready?
Sure.
Right. So, Miss Vanessa, do you have the question from our live viewer?
Yes po. Um,
Yes, please go ahead.
it's from Miss Jewel Castillo. Sabi po niya, when you're already hired, when do you think po is the best time to bid more?
Good question. Okay, so matanong lang follow-up question lang. You can feel free to comment your area of specialization, no? While I'm answering question. Maybe I can provide more accurate or better answer to this. But yes, the good time or the good time for you to bid more. Is that correct? Your question?
Yes.
When is the time to bid more? When you say bid more, are you referring to the rate or are you referring to the additional client? If you are referring to the additional client, then here's my answer to that one. If you feel like you are not really overwhelmed with the project, no, and you feel like there's a need to have additional clients, then you can you can bid for more projects. Now, if you are referring for, when you say bid more, when you're referring for the rate, no, this is how I do it. This I started practicing this like 2 years ago, no, na consistent ko na siyang ginagawa. But yeah, before that, no, this how when I started, ganito siya. I started with a $12 per hour na job, no, and then it was full time, so it's like 40 hours during that time. So gusto ko pa naman kasi ng freelancing job talaga na full time during that time na okay lang sa akin yung mahabang commitment. Then I went for it. I got the job, no? But then uh, yung kabisado ko na siya, nag-train ako ng someone. Train ako someone. I trained someone else and you know, asked him to help me with the projects. And once I got that person do the job, I switched to another arrangement with the client, a fixed price arrangement, and from there I add additional projects. You can repeat the process, guys. No, you can repeat the process. That's actually why I said earlier that this is a business, not a job. But if you see it as a job, maybe you are not yet there sa 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 point na titingnan mo siya sa business. No? But yes, considering that you are doing this as a job, my only answer maybe is when you are not overwhelmed just yet. Yes. I hope I answered that question.
Yes, sir. Actually, kaka-hire niya lang, sir. And then she is just asking kung when is the best time to get hired or mag-apply ulit. Parang gusto niya mag-bid pa. So that
Yeah.
question came from Jewel. So doon sa answer number one ang nag-fit doon sa binigay niyo, sir.
Right.
All right. So, sir, we have a DM. So, will this live can be accessible to our viewers daw ba?
Yes, I think so. This, di ba? Live, nasa ano naman to? Sa Facebook page naman, di ba?
Or would it be better kung mag-join sila sa page and then doon nila makukuha? Pwede rin.
As ito ba yan? Sa ano ba to? Sa Watch Party?
Dito sa ano po, sa FOPSCo page po.
Of course, hindi naman siguro sila nag-ano, di ba? It's like hindi naman nila nakikita yung hindi sila nakapano, di ba? So I think they're following the page already. But yes, to answer the question, you can get a copy of this.
All right. Doon sa nangihingi ng copy, message lang with the FOPSCo page. So we have FB Live viewers watching from Qatar, also from Cavite, and si Miss Jewel said bid po same client. Thank you po sa answer. Okay, so I guess our next question would be, sometimes the very challenging part when it comes to applying or signing up with the Upwork is how to get verified easily in Upwork. Ito yung pinaka-challenge talaga pagdating sa Upwork. So could you please give some tips na lang, sir, or ano ba talaga yung ibibigay yung answer to this particular question from our viewer? How to get verified easily in Upwork?
Yeah, if my memory serves me right, no, actually, I think I started a blog post about that, guide how to have a really nice, actually fascinating profile for you to have to get approved right away in Upwork. But yes, the answer actually is to do your due diligence, no, in creating your profile. So make sure that as you sign up with Upwork, make sure that you fill this up, all of the details, your profile there. You can make this short, by the way, and then if necessary, you can attach like um, your employment history, no, your other portfolio. Essentially, just beautify the profile. Okay, just beautify the profile. When I started, by the way, just to share this one, no, in 2012, actually, wala ano yan. It's like, wala nga ako nilagay dyan na ano eh. It's like, wala akong nilagay na TV, kumbaga na work experience. Yung nilagay ko lang when I started this is, I think ito. Baka dito. Ayan. Yan lang. Since then, ito lang yung nakadagdag doon. But as you can see, I have already worked with a lot of clients. So I really post the I mean, I really attached the how do you call this, the portfolio. But as you start, start with your Upwork journey, it will begin with your profile. Don't rush for it, guys. Just really do it diligently. If you are having a hard time creating a really nice looking profile, maybe you can study some of the profiles na ako kung how to do it. Feel free to study my profile, how to do it. No? It's really open. I don't restrict anyone from getting inspiration from it. No, so feel free to just study it. How I created the profile. Another thing is if you are good in writing, of course. I mean, if you are not good at writing, or if you are having a hard time creating content for your profile, different content creation tools online can help you do that. No? So yeah. Okay.
All right. So, sir, may pahabol tayo na question. Is it advisable po to go outside Upwork? What are the pros and the cons? Let's say 1 month pa lang and the client offered to pay directly and you will have to sign a contract. So parang outside ng Upwork po ito, sir. Follow-up
Right.
question came from Jewel Castillo.
Right. For the record, no, it is only allowed by Upwork if the client pays Upwork. So there's what we call as parang finder's fee. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, no, but there's that kind of obligation from the client's end, wherein if the client wants to take out, no, I mean, to take the freelancer out of the platform, um, Upwork will charge a certain fee, no? May calculation actually sa Upwork for that. So binayaran niya ni client, okay naman yan. No? It's like the safe thing to do. But if the client still there, no, I mean, uh, to be honest, guys, I really don't recommend this publicly.
Sige, sir.
But yes, but there are chances, no, there are times when the client really brings out the freelancer outside of the platform. No? But yeah, when you do that, I suggest that you just end the contract first, no, when you have the new contract with you, no? Just to play it safe from your end. Mamaya, hindi na niya hindi ka na i-hire. No?
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, thank you very much. Pero to our FB Live viewers, in as much as we wanted to extend our webinar, ang dami kasi nagtatanong and it's very interactive. Siguro, one last question coming from Miss Vanessa. Do you have the question, Miss Vanessa? Please go ahead.
Why choose Upwork? Or
Yes.
Why?
Okay,
Wow, that's a
so
good question. Since Upwork ang topic natin. Okay po, go ahead.
yeah, very good question. Actually, I feel like it happened for me by accident. No? Uh, when I started, when I started my online journey, kasi it's like, nag-try ako sa Odesk before. Created my profile there, no? Pero hindi ako makahanap ng project. Probably because I was too newbie during the time, sometime 2008, no? Pero employed na ako doon. It's like more than a year na ako sa company. But then, nung nag full time na kasi akong mag-freelance, no? Si Elance kasi yung platform ko. And if you can recall, binili ni Odesk si Elance.
Yes.
Di ba? Binili kasi ni Odesk. Nagkaroon ng acquisition. So, lahat ng mga Elance users napunta kay Upwork. So, na-merge din yung mga features. But yes, other than that, I can really like sort of bet on this one. It's really Upwork. It's really Upwork. It's the best freelancing platform out there in the market now. But of course, there's no stopping you from like getting your clients from other channels, like on social media or in the web, not particular or in search, particularly if you know how to do SEO. But uh, since the topic kasi is more on Upwork, I just like, I mean, there's just some kind of bias here. You go for Upwork.
All right, sir. So again, thank you for watching Edgem Alcantara from Qatar. So ang sabi ni Joel Castillo, sir, is that you have to end pala muna yung Upwork contract before doing another contract or another proposal sending. So thank you, that was Sir Bert from Joel Castillo. So with that, I guess nag-overtime na tayo, but in as much as we wanted talaga, of course, may mga proceedings pa tayo ng mga webinars. So with that, sir, may I have the screen share po? Or sir, last part na lang po, any parting words that you would like to share to our FB Live viewers on your behalf?
Yeah, okay, so if you are watching this live, kindly just type live so that I will know na maybe kasi may mga questions later on. And I'm pretty sure na yung mga makakapanood nito later on, may mga questions rin sila doon, no?
Yes.
So just type live if you are watching this, no? Doon sa mga hindi nag-comment, no, that means hindi kayo nakapanood in live, no? So maybe I'll just revisit it and answer in the comment. Okay?
All right. Thank you very much, sir. May I have the screen share? Okay. So so let me just share my screen. Of course, hindi naman natin palalagpasin since we are ngayon natin na nahugot si Sir Bert eh. So with that, this is a certificate of appreciation. This is hereby awarded to Sir Bert Padilla for being a speaker person or resource person on the webinar session tonight entitled How to Bid in Upwork as a Pro, initiated by the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative, FOPSCo Academy, specifically held tonight, January 19, 2020, signed by the Chairperson, Reciprocal Rivera, D. Ocampo, and yours truly. So sir, sisenda lang po namin yung inyong certificate through your email po. So let me just stop. And again, thank you for watching. And if you found value in this particular show, please do share this particular link, and please like our FB Live, FB page rather, and YouTube page para naman mas maraming makapanood at saka mas maraming mas maging updated kayo sa mga susunod na mga upcoming shows natin. And please, huwag niyong kalimutan, sir, yung mga ipapalike mong YouTube channel, sir. Do you have something to plug?
Yes, actually, huwag na siguro muna, no? Wala naman kasi masyadong it's like I plan of publishing more contents in YouTube over the next weeks or months, no? But if you want, no, feel free to find me in YouTube. Just search Bert Padilla in YouTube. So find me there, guys. Thank you. By the way, I really hope that you learned a lot from this. And in any case you find success in Upwork, please let FOPSCo know so that at least we can, it's like we're happy. Maging masaya rin naman kami, no?
Yes.
This only what we want, why we do this. Okay?
Sabi nga nila, sharing is caring. So again, this is Dennis Baguio, because here in FOPSCo, reminding you that we grow together. Thank you very much for watching, and we are going to end our live now.